Central State 8 football, we're still at it. All these weeks. What are we on? 11? 12?
12.
Week 12 coming up.
The Quattro finals.
First of all, our headliner from last week.
I'm gonna wuss out here. I'm gonna pick two. The one guy who's not going to get it, even though he had a fantastic game, is Colton Glazebrook, who had.
He's only playing half of games, though.
That's true. And he's got touchdowns on half of his postseason carries, literally 20 for 10. He had
That's
6.
That's amazing.
He had 12 for 152, 6 touchdowns. But I'm going to give it a toss-up. Glenwood's Tony Giovanelli and Tyrell Bolden.
Got to go with
that. Tony Giovanelli had a huge kickoff return, a huge pass reception that he turned into a touchdown, scored 2 other touchdowns, did a little bit of everything in helping Glenwood win. And then Bolden had 95 yards rushing, 306 yards passing, 5 touchdowns.
11 touchdowns in 2 playoff games.
Yeah, it's crazy. Both games, both teams scored in the 40s. Won by a combined 3 points. Did Glenwood and Springfield High, and now they get to take their talents against each other.
Quarterfinal round of the playoffs. First in 4A, Rochester goes to Quincy Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
The poor boys from Rochester have to leave Sangamon County.
I know. It must be
the first
killing
time
them.
all year.
That's some fancy scheduling right there. I'm not quite sure how that worked out, but
it did.
It did. And Sangamon County's been good to them. But I think they're more than ready to hit the road. I mean,
This is not going to be a pushover, though.
Not going to be a pushover.
People say that Quincy Notre Dame was very good last year, and people say this is a better Notre Dame team than last year.
And they played a fantastic schedule. They played a team from Hannibal that's won 7 or 8 games. The 2 losses are to Richwoods, who's on the other side of the 5A bracket, undefeated, and to Carthage and Illini West, who takes on Pena. But Dave will tell you more about that. Yeah. So I mean, the key difference is that in their 2 toughest games of the season, Rochester's found a way to win, whether it was Glenwood and SHG or Glenwood and Springfield High, and Quincy Notre Dame just hasn't. Now I don't know if that means anything, but it should be a fantastic game at the Swamp.
And it's raining over in Quincy.
It is raining over in Quincy.
It will be. It'll rain for 2 days.
It's not supposed to rain during the game. As far as water coming from the sky.
But the swamp will be.
It could be squishy. Who knows?
It could be. The other game we have is in 5A, and that's we're definitely going to have a Central State A team in the semifinals in Class 5A. Glenwood and Springfield High. The first time they played, it was a 40-point running clock game in the second half. What's different? How can this one not be like that?
I think it won't be like that for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that both of these CS8 playoff rematches in the first 2 rounds have been fantastic to watch.
But where'd the defense go?
I have no idea. Don't ask me. But, Glenwood is back to running stuff that people who follow Glenwood are used to seeing. Putting Giovanelli back in the backfield there has helped that out. Donovan Havens has been a great addition. He was a shot in the arm against Jacksonville. Those 3 guys will. You won't see a lot of Hammonds, but if he comes in there, he's got that explosiveness. And then Springfield's just been playing their best football of the season last 3 weeks, bar none. Bolden has been on fire. Nuts. I mean, just.
I think the Kramer loss can be big, though. Kramer with mononucleosis won't be able to play this week.
They're not sure. The deadline on that is Friday afternoon, but it didn't sound promising, and I don't know.
Taking a chance.
I don't know how all that works, but the Kramer loss will be big, but with the way Bolden's been playing, and really when you look at it, their receiving stats are about as equally.
Carlos Poole has been fantastic.
He's been huge.
5 for 51 last week and 3 scores.
And he came up. He's been catching a lot of balls throughout the season, and now for the season, since Kramer sat out last week, all of their passing stats are just evenly divided between those 3 guys. So, it's not a case where you can afford to lay off one guy because Bolden, with his feet and his arm, will find whoever's open. But
Hammers across the middle, Doty on the fade, and Poole on the deep stuff.
Exactly.
They got it all covered.
And you know what? It's going to be. These first 2 rematches have been great to watch, and I think you're going to see more of the same, a high scoring, last possession, get the heart pills out sort of football game, which is it's what it should be this time of year.
And you're guaranteed to see us again next week because we'll still have
whether you want to or not. Lucky
one
you.
More team at least will be left.
Don't blame us because you guys are the ones clicking on this stuff. We don't make you do it, but we appreciate that you do.
Little football, 3 teams left. The football gets smaller as the teams are eliminated.
That's about as small as we go, though.
And we're gone.
Oh, we'll see you.